The broadcast
Hey
is live.
y'all, it is live, honey, live and popping. I want to thank my accountability partner for making sure I get on because I was getting ready to go get out the door. So, I thank you. But if you don't know, let me introduce you to Miss. Go ahead. She like to be called T,
Yes,
right?
T is fine. So let's use my name, but T is fine. And please
Okay.
excuse the look. Please excuse the look.
Well, you know that she can transform. If you don't know it by now, go ahead and check out yesterday broadcast where she transformed before I. But guess what,
Child.
y'all? What's in the name, Lady Q? That's my
Yes.
name, y'all, Lady Q. Who am I, Lady Q? Yes. I'm Lady Q. Let me tell you, us can do a lot of things. And as you know, the title is about the gingerbread man. And we
Yeah.
as women, we have a habit of making a man.
Hmm.
Can somebody say a well?
Hmm.
Hallelujah. But when we're doing so, we have to be mindful. And we was talking a little bit off camera, where sometimes we build that man up so strong that we build him for the next person. So
The
I was
cleanup
thinking about,
woman.
sometimes it's a man too.
Yeah.
Nowadays you can't really tell, because sometimes people are people. They likes what they like, and we ain't got no judgment over here. You do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, with the gingerbread man, because it's the winter solstice, as well as Christmas time. And I was thinking about that little Aesop fable because most people who know me, they know I can find something into everything that is a
Yeah.
moral value or something.
You do. You sure do.
But I guess that's just the unorthodox teacher in me.
It'll be Jello pudding, and you'll still find something in it.
Oh yeah, I'd be like, that's good. Thank you for the sweetness. Thank you for the sugar. And then sometimes I might say, you know what? You can't put sugar on shit and make sure that it still tastes good because they don't.
Mm.
So that's also in that Jello pudding.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you get the chocolate. But
Yup.
nevertheless, I was looking it up and it was talking about the gingerbread man and how this lady, it was an old lady and an old man. And I'm reading, I don't know, can y'all see that on my screen or not? Are you able to see that? Can you see me?
I can see five.
Okay. So I'm gonna read this in hopes that we don't
How many
have any.
viewers? How many viewers? Do we have any viewers?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
And I'm using a new computer. It isn't new for y'all, but old to me.
Right. Okay.
Because I'm trying to see if I should use this or not. And I'm hoping that the camera quality is good on this one.
It
So I
is
want
good.
it is?
It is.
Okay. Okay.
That's
So what
why
I
I'm
probably
bad. I'm
gonna
sitting here looking like this. Look like a hermit crab. People come and say, Lord, where'd she
girl.
get that woman from?
No, honey. Guess what? That crab represent cancer, and that's also in the tarot cards. that's when you want to go ahead and just take some time and be at home and be alone because you ain't feel like fooling up with
Mhm.
nobody. You see how I did that thing? I can find something in everything that's a moral value.
Everything.
But with the gingerbread man, this lady, she had a man and she wasn't satisfied with him because of the fact that she wanted children. And so since she was old and he was old, she figured she was going to make her child. And that's how we sometimes do too as women. We call ourselves making us a man. And I remember when I was growing up, they used to always say, I probably should say this out loud, but it is true. You're supposed to have at least 5 different men. You had that man that's your friend. You had that man that you kind of you talk to. You
Yeah.
talk some behind the scenes stuff because you got a friend, and then you got a friend that's closer to you than a brother. And then
Yeah.
you might have that man that's a gay dude to help you with your fashion, to help you with this basically seeing where somebody's shooting you some shit. Excuse the expression. But
It's true.
nevertheless, it is. And then you have that friend that is your ride it out, that man that you don't take out in public, but he's somewhere behind the scenes.
Yep.
And most people won't know. Or and then you have that man that everybody know about. So I'm not necessarily condoning cheating or polyamory. It is what it is. If
You
people live
always
the way
supposed
they
to
want
keep
to
an
live.
ace deuce to the quarter in your pocket at all times. I'm a gambler. I play Tonk, and I play Tonk with jokers. And I played chunk for a long time. And when you get tired of losing your money, you will learn how to play the game with them jokers. Always keep an ace, deuce, and a joker in your pocket at all times.
That's what
Because
I love
remember,
about you. Because you know
that
the things I ain't gonna say
joker,
in public. You're gonna say
that joker can be anything you want it to be.
to be. And that's the gingerbread man. Because at the end of the day, a man gonna do what he wanna do, but at the thing that we need to kind of look at, even in that story, you know, every time he went someplace, somebody wanted to eat him or wanted to have him up close and personal. And generally speaking, you know, at times clients will come and be like, well, my man running all over the place or what have you. But let me tell you something, and I hope this gives you some courage. Every dog has his day. Every
Mm,
dog has his day to run around, sort their
mm,
wild seeds, and to come at home and to walk around with you like the dog, or to be rolling around in the car with you, you know, to show everybody he got somebody. So don't get dismayed in well doing, because I was also looking at Marriage in Huntsville. And a lot of people think that Tisha is crazy, stupid, and foolish. But I think she thinks like a white woman. You
mm,
want me to say that again?
mm.
Okay, let me put it to you like this too. If she don't think like a white woman, she think about the mothers of old who stuck around to whatever that man was doing, because at the end of the day, she need to make sure her family is secured and she has the bag. So he can go out and be the gingerbread man to anybody he want to be, but in the face value at that particular time, in her making that man, helping that man to grow and being behind the scenes, because she is his secretary and his confidant and everything else that he needs to help make. She's securing the bag and she can go shopping. Look at the episodes. You know, she ain't really working that hard. And most black women today, we need to learn that a man gonna do what he want to do. No matter what you do, if you want to put some work on him, he's still, because everybody is given free will. And it's only if he's tuned into your frequency and vibration. Want me to say that again? Did I move kind of fast?
Say it again.
Okay. So when a man is in tune to your frequency and vibration, that's when you ever notice that sometimes you can be thinking about somebody and all of a sudden they'll call you. Or you can be thinking about somebody and all of a sudden they'll show up. They're
Yeah.
in tune to the same frequency as you are. And a man has a light switch. They can turn it on and they can turn it out. And they don't have no filter. Let me see. You see I turn it off? They turn it on.
Yeah.
So according to what they need at that particular moment, because as we are building up men, they're also building us up. And could be breaking us down at the same time. Just depending upon, I think, you know what, I got to change that. Because I was trying to do something with a guest. And that is not my guest. You got a Cash App?
Do I?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, what's your Cash App?
It's $ Talisha, all lowercase.
Okay. And that's it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So basically what I'm putting across here is that if anybody would like to donate to you, they're more than welcome to do so.
Oh, thank you so much.
You know, you got to share the wealth. You got to circulate. You can't be greedy. Because one of the things, that's a universal law of reaping and sowing. You remember we talked about it yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
And it's also called the law of reciprocity. So what you give out, you get back.
Man, that's such a blessing too, because I've been sitting here. One of my medications that I really, really need, my insurance company is not paying for anymore. And it's $269. And one of my sister's main medicines that she has to have for her illness is like $570 some. And
wow.
I think that is part of what caused her flare, because she's been stressing on how she's going to get the money to pay for her medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just finding all this out at the last minute that the insurance company don't cover it anymore.
Oh, wow. And you know what?
Crazy.
You know, healthcare today is something else.
Girl, sick of it.
And, you know, you kind of encouraged me. I always be coming up with these ideas sometimes. But I got to also put it to work, because you start scratching my head. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do it. But sometimes, you know, you can eat yourself to health. You know, because of the natural foods, they have some of the medicines on the inside. It may not have all of it impacted, But if we take a little bit of something, we can make a whole lot of everything.
Yeah.
And I'm basically basing that also off of something that my grandmother told me when I was 17 years old. She said you can do a lot with a little and a little with a lot.
Little with a lot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunate in my sister's case, what might be great, great, great for me and you can literally take her away from here. Like
wow.
some leafy green vegetables and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's good for you, she can't have it because of the acids.
Oh wow.
It'll eat her up.
How about like moringa? Because moringa is good with rheumatism and arthritis and stuff like that. You can actually get that either in a tea or a capsule. Matter of fact, I have some in a tea. And you can go to Do you have Publix up there where you're at?
What's it called?
It's moringa tea.
I think I seen that in the store a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, or you can go to the vitamin shop and they also have the capsules. Or you can go to Amazon. Now, let me also put this disclaimer out. Okay, I am a certified herbalist. However, I am not a medical doctor. The word here is medical. I'm not a medical doctor, so always check with your doctor to make sure that anything that I'm saying that would resonate with her, because also you got to factor in blood types. So there's a book too on Amazon that you can eat according to your blood types.
Right.
I have it somewhere. It might be in my library in another room, but I do have it. I do see that we have a guest. So I want to thank you all for coming. If you want to join the conversation, come on. But the moringa, I used to have also, because I had a client from North Carolina and they were from Jamaica. And they had 2 moringa trees. And one gave me one as well as a friend of mine from North Carolina. And so I used to grow it. So like when I'm sitting outside and I'm grounding, every now and then I would go ahead and just pop off the leaf because it kind of tastes like peppery. But if you give me a moment, I can actually go ahead and hold on for a minute. Let me see if I can show you the tea at least. I got to figure out what I did. I got a tea for some of everything.
Right.
Excuse the box. And I actually had the moringa, but it might be. I think I got to put it up somewhere. But this is what, I don't know if you can see that box.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. So it's by Lipton. And it's
I think I'm telling you, I think I've seen that a couple of weeks ago when I went to go get her the nighttime regimen. It had to be caffeine free. I think I saw that.
And so this is very good, and it does wonderful wonders, especially if you have joint pains, arthritis, and things like that. Usually it takes within 2 to 3 weeks for it to really digest into your system.
Okay.
But I personally like the capsules too. It just I wish I had it. What I had an idea, but I'm on camera, so I don't want to go and look.
Right.
But moringa is very good for that. But also, like I said, I am not a medical doctor, so
right. Okay.
Talk to your doctor, make sure all is well, so that because I don't want to hurt none of my clients, families, and friends and stuff like that. Because I'm good.
Right.
Or any of our viewing audience, So take what you can from my broadcast, and if you can't use it, just throw it out. Everything ain't gonna apply to everybody.
Okay.
But with the gingerbread man, it could, even if you're in a same-sex relationship, because you have masculine and feminine energies, and everybody has both masculine and feminine. It depends on which one is domineering, and as well as your astral side. For myself, I can tell you, because of my astral side is the baby of the astrological side, as well as it features more of the Mercury, meaning Mercury deals with communication, but it also have a little bit of more masculine than feminine. But I tell you, because I'm a twin, being a Gemini, I could pull out both and work it anyway. Right. But I'm always a woman.
Right.
But nevertheless, with the gingerbread man, and I was trying to read just a little bit before we came online. Because I was remembering it says, come out wherever you are. I'm the gingerbread man. And Oh, it says, yes, I can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. Sometimes you don't want to catch that man you think you want to because they got an old spiritual expression that a lot of the old Baptist ministers they would use, as well as the elderly people around South Carolina,
Mm.
would sometimes say, you can get what you want and lose what you had, or sometimes that very thing that you want. Because you remember when I was talking to you initially, I said, you know what? As we go through the process, there might be some things you don't want. And then yesterday, as we was talking, I was like, see, I don't know if she heard that or not, what you said, that your tastes have changed. And also when you go through the decades of life, that very thing that you want, I remember when I was younger, I used to want a man to be certain things he had to have. And it wasn't necessarily about money at the time. It was more or less his height. I needed him to be at least 6 foot something.
Oh yeah, we all went through that phase.
Yeah, darker than me, nice
Mm-hmm.
teeth, bald head. Lord knows I love a bald head man. But I also like a man who got that salt and pepper. I think sometimes I might need to lay my behind up on the altar because something about that salt and pepper hair.
Something ain't it?
Child, I'd be like, Lord, I know I'm sinning because I got all kinds of things going through my head. But
And
nevertheless,
it's funny that you say that, right? Because I always was the same way. I never wanted no short man. I didn't care if he was bald headed because I thought it was sexy. Always loved the beard. This, that, and the other. You had to have this. You had to have that, honey. That thing is short as a whip. The other night, it was so funny that you just said that because the other night, we always do this dumb shit. We've been doing it for, I'm talking about 14 years now. We've been doing this, acting like we've been standing at the church at our wedding. We always talking about his aunt because she puts on every color of the rainbow every day, all day, and swear it go together.
Oh, so she a Mr. Brown, but a female version?
Yes, yes.
We always have everybody
be on backwards. The front be in the back, and the back be in the front, and you will see the tag label hanging from over here off the side where she called to try to push it up. Honey, yes, she's Mr. Brown. And Lois, Mr. Brown. But anyway, we always be acting like we standing at the front of the church at our wedding, and we happen to look out into the crowd, and we be like, Lord, what in the world do Aunt Lo got? What does she got on? And we talking like to each other under our breath. And I'd be like, I would say to him, like, Jared, what in the world do your aunt got on today? Why in the world why she wear this to our wedding? So we was doing that the other night, and we laughed so freaking hard. And as we was standing there, we literally was like slow dancing, and our foreheads was like literally right here to each other. And I was like, man, I can't even wear high heels in my freaking wedding with you. I gotta wear the freaking ballerina slippers. Because if I put on heels, I'm gonna be standing over top of you.
You know what? And some men do like that, believe it or not.
He do. He loves it.
It's a turn on to some of them. But as things, people, places, and things change and our desires change, we found out that, people can't control how tall they are. But the thing that they can't control is how they treat you. And the thing that you can control is how well you're being treated. And I'm saying this to say, because there was a situation where, and I'm hoping that you will see this, don't get your ass beat because it's Christmas time and you're trying to prove a point that you got somebody. Because I had a little issue I had to deal with yesterday with a young lady. And I know you are on my TikTok. I'm not really sure if you're on my YouTube. But I want to encourage you. You're too pretty for that. And we as women, for some reason, we settle because we think that we can't have the very best that God wants for us. Because that's all it is. And I had to tell her basically yesterday, I said, there's so many dicks in the sea. I said, you go outside in that parking lot. You can always tell really when a man ain't really satisfied. You just got this. people watch, you know. And then not only that, you don't want to pick up everything that's in that seat because some things are just throwbacks. Or you know, it's better for you to get that old little shoe that comes up. And so, but even all of that goes back to the gingerbread man. You know, when she was creating him, she said, "Oh, he has 2 arms. Oh, he has 2 feet, and he has a head." But the thing that we need to also be mindful of as we grow older or younger, we need to make sure that they have full functionality of that third leg if that's something that's very important to you. And if it's not, did you just turn your head like that?
Yeah.
And if that's not important to you, you have to be able to suck up the cost that, you know, there's going to be some things that they may or may not be able to do in that particular area. But I do have a friend, and she is an avid viewer, and I want to say that her handle is Your Pleasure 721. So she has a lot of adult toys. So if your particular person can't get up and don't want to come and see a herbalist like myself, then she has different products for you to help you to be able to meet the needs. And so I want to make sure I give her a shout out because she always tune in as well as give insight on what I can do a little bit better. You know, she's also my other accountability partner. And so if you could please go to Your Pleasure 721 and order. You know, it's Christmas time. Everybody should be happy. But also in your happiness, do not stay or get yourself in a situation where somebody gonna beat you because they want to have that jingle bells with their fists. You know, you don't deserve to be red, blue, yellow, whatever the color might be. Because I don't, you know, skin tone is different when it bruised up as well as when it's healed. And so I just want to encourage you, even if you don't have somebody, you can still go to Your Pleasure 721 and get toys. Get what you need.
Yeah.
And you'll find out too, it's actually pretty good.
I'm an advocate for domestic violence. I went through it for years and years and years and years. Honey, let me tell you something. If a man even raises his voice at me in a certain manner, you got to go.
Gotta go.
I literally lost my life to a relationship. I had to sacrifice. I had a choice. Either I had to sacrifice my own child, and I am not afraid to tell my story, to save my own life. I had to leave my child to save my own life. It is nothing, no man, no nothing on the face of this earth that is ever worth that.
Wow.
Yes. I have my children now. It was not an easy journey getting back to them, but I have mine now. And them people, they slowly but surely just steady paying. Like we said yesterday, you cannot do dirt to people and think that you are going to have a productive life, because that's not how life works. But to any woman that's out here in a abusive relationship, love yourself.
Yes.
Love yourself enough to get out. Because if he hit you once, he will hit you again. And it ain't no guarantee. At this time, when I was going through that, I was only 99.5 pounds. Honey, this man I had raccoons that my eyes looked like raccoons at all times. I had bruises so bad that they were bruised to the bone. You ever go in a grocery store and you buy chicken, and before you cook that chicken, you look at it and it's badly bruised, and it's bruised all the way down to the bone? That's how I was. I had black eyes on top of black eyes. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. Nothing is worth it. Love yourself enough to get out.
Wow. And so what I also put in the chat is that you can actually purchase your copy of Behind Closed Doors by Emma Daughter at
Mm-hmm.
www.mary'sniece.com. I probably should have put also www.am217magic.com and amazon.com. To
Right.
get your, and that's about domestic violence in Christian homes with educated people. Because
Yeah.
believe it or not, a lot of people suffers through domestic violence,
Yeah.
um, and
And it
it
be the
makes you
high
go
and
to
mighty
court.
was you wouldn't even think.
Exactly. Because I mean, even if you look at me, you would never think that I suffer from domestic violence. That was one of the main reasons why I got out of my first marriage. But I learned from that. And one of the things that my mother told me at the time, and I thought it was very ignorant, but I found out that she had a lot of wisdom. Because I was like, I'm not gonna leave my good home. I'm not gonna leave my good job. And she told me, she said, look, she got a name she called me that I absolutely hate. And she was like, a peace of mind is worth everything. You can always get materials things, but you can't bring back your life.
You can't.
You cannot
You
bring back your
cannot.
life.
Can't.
And so, when I'm looking back over it now, I try to make sure that I'm a Titus woman. I want to say Titus 3, and that's where the older women train the younger women not to
Yeah.
suffer and what to do and things of that nature. And so, young lady, if you are listening to my YouTube broadcast, please know you are so beautifully and wonderfully made. You're
Yes.
made into
Fearfully.
God's image, and you don't need that trifling ass man. Because basically,
No.
I told you about that 2 weeks ago before it even happened. But nevertheless, despite that, we have all been through something. And the old people normally say, especially when somebody get knocked up, they say you ain't gonna be the first and you ain't gonna be
You
the
ain't gonna be the
last.
last.
And it's so sad to say you ain't gonna be the first and you ain't gonna be the last. But
And
as
I'm gonna tell
we're
you something.
Mhm.
Something else too. Them young
Mhm.
beatings lead to old ailments.
Oh yes, 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 yes. You just
Because
said
a
a
lot of
mouthful
the
right
stuff
there.
that I'm going through right now with my eyes and everything else, it all stems back to 20 some years ago.
Mm.
It all stems back to 20 some. My daughter father damn near knocked my eye clean out of socket.
Wow.
He hit me in my face one time, knocked my jaw tooth clean out my mouth. Do you know how hard you gotta hit somebody to knock a jaw tooth out? My face literally looked like I had a pool ball stuck in my mouth. That
Wow.
nigga see me today. If I'm walking on one side of the street, he'll take off running on the other side.
Well, you know what they say. If a woman say they're gonna get you, you better not go to sleep. Sleep with one eye open. But if a man tell you he gonna get you go sleep. You rest assured he ain't gonna do nothing. Because if he ain't did it by now, he ain't gonna do it. You might think
Man,
about it, but he ain't gonna do it
I'm
like a
telling
woman.
you, to any young woman listening, I pray, I beg, I plead,
Mm-hmm.
get out. It don't
Get out.
get better. Get
Yeah,
out.
it does. And you know what? And even in the wisdom of my late mother saying that a peace of mind, satisfying it is to not be able to argue with someone. Do you know how satisfying it is to have beautiful
Uh,
skin? Do you know how
girl,
satisfying it is just to be able to glow and nothing is going on? you know,
wake
because it
up
comes
every
from
day. Wake
self
up
love,
every day. Just peace. And
peace.
wake up every day. You ain't gotta be looking over top of your shoulder. Sometimes I used to wake up. This is no lie. If we didn't get no sleep Sunday night, Monday night, and Tuesday night, it was over. You wasn't going to sleep. Because Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, when he started hitting that bag, it was over. You was up long as he was up. I'm telling you, my daughter father used to beat me so bad. Sometimes I used to just, when he would walk through the door, I would just go ahead and lay down on the floor because I already knew he was going to knock me down in it anyway. Who wants to live
Mm,
like that? Not
exactly.
I.
But you know what? You also bringing up a good point too as you're getting in your bed. You know what?
I'm
You
so
one of
tired.
the realest ones.
I'm so tired. I don't know what to do with
And
myself.
look,
I
I was trying
promise
not to do
y'all.
that on camera.
I, I promise y'all, this is the most ghettoest broadcast, but it's so real. Excuse the
It's for
ghettoest. And
real.
I'm not ghetto by far, y'all, but I'm so tired. I've been up all night long with my sister, and then I haven't been feeling good myself. I've been suffering with a blood clot in my leg. I promise y'all, I don't look like this always.
Yeah. But you don't look bad. Like you just look like you
I
just
look,
tired. You just need some
I
time
look
to
like
relax.
a cat on crack. I am tired.
That's it.
I am so tired. I can't. I'm scared to go to sleep because I might not wake up to this time next week.
No, we need you to wake up. We got to live and be prosperous.
Yeah,
You need to wake up. You
yeah,
got to
I gotta
wake
get
up.
up.
You know, you got things you got to do. Your sister needs you. The world needs you. Because you
Honey,
know
look, I'm
what?
sitting here right now. I got 10 minutes till my niece walk in this door. Her shift, and she's right across the street. That's where she had to work at overnight. She's directly across the street, and I cannot wait till I start hearing the dogs bark because I know she'll be pulling up in the yard. And as soon as she pull up,
Mhm.
get your mother because my shift is over. Get your mother. My shift is over.
Oh goodness.
Oh God, lots us around here. Lots us. Lots
But
us.
you know what? But it's good that
Mm,
people can see we got real things going on, and
yes,
we have overcame. So
yes.
therefore, if you're looking at this broadcast and you're going through something, you don't have to go through it because you have two
Mm-mm,
survivors that are on your screen. You can
mm-mm.
say that things get so much better. Get
Yes,
so much better.
yes,
No. And
yes.
we don't look like what we've been through. Now she got to
Heck no.
transform. And when you transform, you do a great job of it.
I wish I could show y'all. I wish it was a way that I could upload photos to this broadcast. Cause y'all would scream. I just did a survivors photo shoot
Okay.
like it may be a month ago. I think it's been like a month ago, and
Okay.
I'm getting the pictures back. And if you see them, it's me and the girls that's in the picture with me. We've been best friends since like seventh grade,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the first time we've all been able to get together at the same time and do some photos. It's either been a little bit of us here and a little bit of us there when we meet up for different things, but we were all together and we sloppily but happily put together this photo shoot. We did some evening gowns, we did
Wow.
some sexy looks, we did, oh my God,
Yeah.
it was so beautiful. I got on a couple of our pictures on Facebook. Anybody wants to find me on Facebook, you can find me at Talisha Henry. I have two
Okay.
pages. You can request both of them, and I'll accept them. But I promise you, I don't look like this always. I promise. Like I've been fighting with Mister from the Color Purple all my life right now. I promise you, I do not look like this always, but I promise.
Girl,
But we all know what happened to Mister in the end too.
at the end, whatever he did to her got
Mm.
done back to him. She said that thing with them two fingers.
Didn't
You,
she?
you know what that was now. You know
Now I
that's
know what it
spiritual
was.
work. Mhm. You know that whole
Mm-hmm.
book is all about it. You know, you got to read the book,
Mm-hmm.
all about it. You got to know what you're looking at.
And to this day, so many people still don't know what they are looking at when she says that. Until you do right by
Right by
me,
me,
everything
everything.
that you think, that means she was even cursing his thought.
Mine.
Do you know what kind of power you have to hold to curse someone's thoughts?
Mm,
That was years of abuse,
mhm,
years of anger, years of hurt, years of pain that
mhm,
built up into her, where she found strength within herself
mhm.
to fight back. And
Absolutely,
once
sir.
she found the power,
The
she
power.
took hold of it.
And you know what? And another thing I told that young lady like 2 weeks ago, I said, when you get sick and tired, you'll be sick and tired. Because when I got sick and tired, let me tell you something. I started packing up my house at 6 o'clock that evening. I went on the road at 10 o'clock and I took everything that belonged to me and I put it
Mm.
into this long behind U-Haul truck, and then I had my black little car that I gave to my son on one of those little trailers. I ain't never drove no long distance truck a day in my life, but I tell you what, I was sick and tired, and I was getting ready
Mm.
to get myself back to safety because one of the things that my dad always told me is home don't curse you.
Nope.
Meaning when you leave out with a blessing, you can always come back with a blessing. So you got to make sure how you go cross bridges. You don't want to have the bridges with troubled water. You know, you want to make sure that when you leave a place, an atmosphere, and a person,
Mm-hmm.
that you can go back. You know, I have very, very good relationships with people that even when I say goodbye, because you know I'm the queen of the walk away. If something ain't right and I get pissed off real bad, because I've had that experience with my first husband, I ain't staying around long to see what the end gonna be. I'm gonna run
Oh,
on. You know,
right.
I don't care or what have you. I will walk away. Matter of fact, I just did that recently. Walk away. I ain't got no problem with it. And don't feel no ways either. Like a
Right.
Moriah, feel nothing. And look at me
Yeah.
in the eye and still say hello.
Mm-hmm. And
Mm-hmm.
another thing,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to be enemies with everybody that you walk away from. You don't have to slander them.
Nope.
You don't have to do none of that. You can
Nope.
just be done. You
Be
can
done.
move on.
Over peace. But you know, one of the things though that we need to also look at in the when we look at Psalm 23, it tells us that in order to get prosperity, we have to be in the presence of enemies because it says,
Mm-hmm.
thou put me in a seat at a table
Yeah.
where the enemies are. That means that they have to look at you. So,
Yep.
you know, sometimes you don't want to, because I know I got one person on my social media, they look at me and they probably going to be looking at this broadcast, and I make sure they can see me. Because as they see me, I want them to see that my cup runneth over and
Mm.
over and over. From the
Mm.
head, the top of my head to the bottom of my feet.
Mm.
From my crown chakra to my root chakra,
And
to
it's
my sacral
pouring right
chakra,
over into my cup.
and look, and all those other chakras that we don't talk about, that
Yep.
we have more than seven. I promise you,
Yep.
there is more than seven. But nevertheless, I let them look. Because in order for that surely goodness and mercy to follow me all the days of my life, it already told me that I have to have some enemies there.
Yep.
And so I want to encourage you to bless your enemies because you know yesterday we talked about, and I'm getting ready to see mine at 11 o'clock today. Whatever, at 11 o'clock, and won't feel no ways.
Right.
None, not at all, because that thing is over now. I think it was Marvin Winans. He was in one of them Tyler Perry movies, and they was talking about it's over now. You know when Tyler Perry's wife Deborah was on drugs or what have you,
Yeah.
and then she started singing again. I think
Uh-huh.
it was in that episode with the preacher. But
Yeah.
Marlon Winans, I think he created that movie or he sung that song. I don't know,
Mm.
but some things are just over and done with. And you know what?
Yep.
I can have the smile on my face. So I can just look at them, feel no ways. Because you know what? Can't hurt me. No matter how
Yep.
hard you try. No
Yeah.
matter how hard you try. And why am I going to get
Yeah.
upset? You know? But nevertheless, you know what? The devil or enemies, depending on how you want to look at it. If you are very powerful in God and you really have a high anointing in God, because you got anointing to sing. And so if you wasn't so tired, I would ask you to sing for the people.
How did
If
you know
you
I
did
could sing? And how you know I could sing? What you saw on my Facebook?
no, but you can also, because you're not connected to you on Facebook. And I do that for a
Oh my
reason. I can hear your voice. People who
God.
can sing, they got a
Oh God.
certain tonality. And I used to be a musician. That's another thing that people don't know. So I used to play
It's
viola
amazing that
and
you just said
flute.
that because when you hit me, like I was just sitting in that bathroom and I'm like, Lord, I got all this stuff going on. And last night I went when my sister first started going through, and I was a little bit upset about my boo last night. So I went to bed with my lips poked out, mad. So I said, you know what?
You just got the nipple, girl.
I did. I went to bed with my lips poked out. It's the holiday season. I do not want to go through this. But anyway, and then when my sister started feeling bad, I had to go back there and get her situated and stuff. And I said, mm, a song came in my spirit. And when you hit me back, it's just been on repeat. I'm going to put on my robe
Mm.
and tell
The
the story
story.
of
Mm.
how I made it over. Ah, good God. Mm.
And you know them old songs mean a whole lot of stuff, and you can feel that in there. Sha-na-na. And you know what? And I started saying, you know what? You just need to sing a song. Whatever you're going through, you need to sing a song. But the enemy, the devil,
Mm.
whoever you want to call it, or whatever you want to call it, it never comes to attack a person who is not highly anointed,
God.
and who's not about to receive the blessings of God. Because before you can receive a blessing, something got to be chasing after you, because you might get complacent. Think about it. If you know that you're going to get blessed and you have no challenges in life, how you
Yeah.
going to fight through it? You're supposed to fight the good fight of
It's
faith.
so crazy that you said that. And remember when I told you the other night when I went to go, remember I told you I took off down the highway doing 110?
Yeah, you remember I told you you need to slow that down.
So listen,
You don't, girl, you can't be, you know who watching.
it's crazy because out the blue, out the blue, he has not asked me this for years. It's been years since he literally asked me this out the blue as I'm driving down the highway. I got my earpiece in and I'm trying to hurry up and get home because I got to get my sister straight, pack bags, and make sure my household is in order before I do anything. That's first and foremost. And
Mm-hmm.
as I'm in here packing my bags, I'm still talking to him on the telephone the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Baby," said, "I need something from you." And I said, "What?" I said, what do you, I'm thinking that he's going to ask me to bring him something from home because I have, some things of his, right? So I'm thinking that that's what he's getting ready to say, like, bring me this or bring me that. Because I knew he told me that I need to take a shower and stuff as soon as I get to you. So I said, okay, fine. So I'm thinking that he great say, bring me a change of underclothes and things like that. So I said, what you need me to get underclothes and stuff for you? He was like, no, 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 no. It's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. He's like, this is something else. I just need it. And he said, I've been needing it for like over a month now. And he said, I need you to do me a favor. I said, well, what is it? He said, I just need you to sing to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what? Anybody singing? What in the world's wrong with you? And he was like, he was so serious and I could hear it in his voice. And he was like, I just need you to sing to me. I sang from my house to Cambridge, which is about 35 minutes away. From in here, packing my bag, getting my house in order, getting my sister in order, all the way down the highway until I checked in the place. I just sang. And he just sat there and I could steady hear him just sniffling. And I'm like, what is wrong? And he was like, I just needed that. I just needed that. He's like, I just needed it for so long. And I was like, I just could not understand for the life of me why he needed me to just sing to him.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? I want to encourage you to sing more. You know, lift up that voice, because sometimes you don't have to fight with your fists. Sometimes you don't have to fight with your words, but it's
No.
the vibration and the frequency that comes
Mm-hmm.
out of that you can fight, and have the victory. Now, a lot of times
Yeah.
people don't talk about it. They talk about the worship and they'll talk
Mm-hmm.
about the praise, but praise is your weapon and
Yes, it
worship is
is.
your weapon. But your weapon is in the Psalms,
It
because
is.
you'll feel it from the inside out, from the outside in. You know, even when you're feeling discouraged, break out in a song. You know,
Mm-hmm.
my kids will tell you every now and then I'll break out in a shout. Every now and then I'll break out with stomping my feet. Every now and then I'll break out with clapping my hands. Especially I was doing some work yesterday and I just had to break it up, break up the atmosphere.
Right.
Chop it up. And that's some things that the old people used to do, especially when it was around the wooden stove, the kerosene heater and stuff. They
Yeah.
would break up that noise and
Yeah.
what have you. And that's one of the things that we need to teach our children, because there is a spiritual connection when we use our hands and clap our hands. And we don't always have to clap our hands because all is well. Sometimes you
Yeah.
clap your hands to bring your ancestors nearby and tell them, look,
Right.
I need help. get a bell. You'll see a lot of people who do a lot of the work that I do have bells, and yes, I promise you, I got one too. A big one. You got to call upon what you need, the help and everything else.
Yeah.
You got to. It's so many
Singing
things
runs in my
do.
family. Singing run. My son sing just like Tevin Campbell.
Oh,
And my daughter is a little Whitney Houston or a little Mariah Carey. My mother was a songbird. Singing runs in my family. In my family, you either sing or you play something.
Absolutely.
It's no other way. And when I say literally, it's no other way. It's no other way. If my little cousin, any other time, it's almost 8:30, I will hear them, all 8 of them. My all 8 or 9 or 10 or how many, I've lost count of them. But any other time, they would be running across the street right now. They only, every last one of them is only a year apart. And the little teeniest one is 3.
Okay.
Going on 47.
Old soul.
Go. They're going to come across the street any minute because they're going to come next door because their grandma getting ready to go to work. It's about 8 or 10 of them. Their mom, they all sisters and brothers. And when I tell you, I could tell them kids break out. You tell me, name a song, and I can tell them to sing it, and you might fall through your own floor.
Wow. Because of the anointing.
And they better know it. Their great-grandmother, which is my cousin, she just passed away next door. Remember I told you that my cousin passed away? That was their great-grandmother, but their grandfather is still over there. They come over here every day because their grandmother is going to work. So they come over here with Pop and sit throughout the daytime till their mom gets home. They sing all the way from their mama's house. That's what she done trained them to do. To come across the field till she don't hear them no more and she know they're in the house.
But you know what? That's what the old mothers would do. Like my kids be like, Mama, how you know what we doing and where you at? Like I have this one daughter, now she can sing. She is anointed to sing. She don't necessarily want to, but she's anointed. And you all have heard my voice, heard her voice sometime when she's singing the song. But also on my ringtone, I have her singing I'm Going Where the Money Reside on my phone. So I can just hear her voice even if I'm out and about, her and my other daughter. But also when I was winning the chef, or sometimes people call it Hoodoo Honcho, whenever, and she's been on the broadcast too, when she was younger, because she would get into stuff, I started putting beads in her hair because she always liked to do like this. So as she's shaking her beads and everything, I can hear where she's at without having to get up because I wanted to sit down and watch TV. And at the time, my mother, when she was living, she was like, I almost called that name out I don't like, but she was like, are you going to go and check on her? I'm like, no, because I put a system in place so I would know where she's at all times. And that's the same thing that was done to those kids. She put a system in place to know exactly their location, their GPS, their God positioning system, to let them know that they are crossing over Jordan onto the other side, and they have made it safely.
That's the one thing that she did do. That's the one thing that she did do. And I'm telling you, if you hear them, you'll be like, what in the world? And and then they get if one mess up, they get the arguing, girl, they'll break out fist fighting if they have to, because one done messed up or one didn't sing his part right or something like that. They'll break out fist fighting.
Now that kind of remind me a little bit of the Braxtons when I used to watch them on TV. They said they would go get into it because everybody had to have, or either the Clark sisters, everybody had to have their part and they had to get it right.
You know that's who named me, right?
Who?
Toni Braxton's great-grandfather.
Oh, wow.
Her great-grandfather, Reverend Chamberlain, is who named me. He's the minister. They right from Annapolis.
Yeah.
And Reverend Chamberlain used to be the pastor here at our church right across the street. Many, I think it's our great-great-grandfather or something like that, many, many moons ago. But that's where my name came from.
Okay. Wow.
That's who named me Talisha.
Wow. And it's a pretty name. I just don't like chopping it up. So you ever notice I don't call your name?
Yeah,
All
honey,
right.
I'd have been called Taluka, Tusa, Tasilla, everything. I'd be like, I can't even really, my mother's the one that says it right. I'd be like, it's Talisha, just whatever. I don't know. Just don't even, just T, whatever. Just leave it alone.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I know, like for myself, I'm very sensitive. I want people to pronounce my name right. And if you're going to shorten, you better put that lady in front of it. You know, you just ain't gonna call me no key because I'm gonna look at you, correct you, and everything else.
Yeah.
But you know, going back to the gingerbread man, and then looking back at I guess the color purple, you see all the different degrees of the things that they had to go through in order to create their men. And you know that dad-in-law was a piece of shit. You know, and it's amazing that in all the things that she went through, she did not lose herself and kill that man when she had the audacity to. But you also saw a parallel between what was going on there and what was going on in Africa, and how the spirit linked up from two different locations because they was on the same frequency and vibration. And, you know, that sister did not see what was going on. Well, one had a knife here, another had a knife there. Now, this is also going to get into, I want to say, the book of Luke in the Bible, or when you're looking at other spiritual practices, because it's in the Bible, but they don't talk about it. You know, what as above, so below. And I want to say that's in Luke. It could be in Matthew, but I believe it's really in Luke. So whatever is going on the inside of you is going to be a reflection on the outside of you. Whatever you're willing to receive, like getting your ass beat for Christmas, chances are you beating somebody's ass someplace else. Yeah. Okay, let me break it down to you like this. If somebody is being a beater in the area of finances, which is a spiritual commodity, because you can call forth your money. That's why I make an amazing money oil you can order on AuntMarys.com or on AMN217.com. And while you're having your money oil, you can go ahead and say what you need to say and get it. And matter of fact, you know what? I didn't put mine on this morning, and I promised someone that I was going to show them how to use it. So if you give me,
you want me to do it? You want me to do it? You want me to do it?
Girl, do it. Well, hey, let's do it together. Hold on. Let me go get my oil. Let me get my oil.
Let me run to the back right quick.
Yes, honey.
Let me run in the back right quick.
So I promised them. See, now this is the oil right here, and it's made with real money. It's called Aunt Mary's Niece Success Money Oil, and I'm getting ready to make another batch because it has been selling out. It's sold out, and I need to make some more. But this is a God-given recipe that God gave me. What you want me to do? You want me to be quiet?
Leak knocked out.
Okay.
Thank you, Lord.
I know, right? So with this money oil, and I use it every day because everybody's like, you know, you like me with the money reside, honey. And I wish my phone would ring just so you all could kind of hear it. But you know what? I can make it happen too.
All right, let me get back here to mine. I just needed to run back there to her right quick. You see that far walk I gotta take? That's the other side of the house. Okay, you got yours?
Yeah, I got mine.
Okay, here's mine. So let me do.
See, and she'll tell you, yes, honey.
I shake it, I roll it, and as y'all can see, I use mine. So it's almost. It's almost
made with real money.
Like right here, and it's made with real money. And got little things at the bottom, and little things that you can see. It's like a cinnamon stick. It has a very, 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 very good fragrance. And I shake it up. The Bible said, press down, shake it up.
Shake it together and run it over. He'll draw all into your bosoms.
And I tell it, I'm only going to use a little teeny bit.
A little teeny bit, that's all you need. I promise you.
I still need to take a shower, but I'm only going to use a little bit. So what I do, I talk to it. I tell it what I need. I got bills due. I got stuff that I got to do. As a matter of fact, I got some on my hands right now that's been on the outside of my because it is an oil. So what I do, is that when I open it, I hold it upside down.
On the left hand, you got to be on the left hand because the left you get.
I use like a drop,
Yeah.
maybe two, and when it
Look.
drops, you will see little seeds, little stuff is gonna come out with it. So as I put it in my hand, I take my hand, I put them together, rub them together, rub them together, rub them together, and I'm talking the whole
Money
time
coming now.
that I need. And then afterwards, I'm rubbing it in my hands really good. I'm steady talking to it. I'm telling it what it is that I need. I go up my back arm,
Yes, go all the way up to the shoulder. Praise
and
the Lord. Money
then
coming now.
up my all the way up
Money
to
coming
the
now,
shoulder.
honey.
And I go back up my left arm again, all the way up to the shoulder. And I go back up my right arm again. And it has a very, very, very pleasant smell. I mean, a very pleasant smell. And it's good. It's moisturizing to the skin as you go along. It's very moisturizing to the skin, and it lasts. The scent is very light, but it's very powerful at the same time. I'm not a perfume person. I don't like perfume. I don't like stuff like that. Never have been crazy about that, but this is very light scented. I've even had people say to me, "Oh my God, you smell good. You smell cinnamony." It's really, really good, and it works. If there's a saying that says, "If you work it, it'll work."
Work. And look, I work it. I promise you, I work it, you all. And those who know me, they know I work the word because the word worked for me.
Yeah.
Yes, and then you know what?
Every day. I don't want to forget this. Every day, I do not. This is my protection cream. I do not leave my house. A few weeks ago, I went out of town. I had to go out of town. I had to take care of business, and I had to fly. And I did not want to take this with me because I didn't want TSA to get a hold of it and throw it away. So what I did was I took some of it out and I got me one of these little things here. It's just a little clear thing. And I took some out and I put inside of this. So I knew that this was something that TSA couldn't mess with. It was in a clear container. And I put it in my compartment where it wasn't going to be on my persons. It wasn't in my carry-on bag. It was in the bag that was getting loaded under the plane, so I had no access to it. But I knew that I needed to take this with me every day to and have this with me to wear. And so I did, and this is what's left of it in this container. So this is my little spare change I keep, but this is the actual jar and the actual size that it came to me with. And daily, every Monday, as directed, I am still. Now I don't know. Every person has what I get from Lady Q is for my specific need. So what you get from her may not be the same thing that I get from her because your need might not be what my need is. Correct. I'm telling you, honey, it could be some strange things. But once again, like I said, if you work it, it will work.
Yes, it do. It's something God has given me, and I love doing this work. I love making sure everybody getting what they want, what they need, and everything. And like she says, my products are customized. And you know what? I'm thinking about you because I made some promises to you that I need to make sure I keep before the new year comes. Because you asked me to make you a different type. So I'm getting ready to make you another type. I got it out. And that's why I need to go get some more containers. So I got it out, and so you'll be gifted with one.
Okay.
So you don't have to pay for that or anything, but you'll be gifted with it because you can't charge for everything. And that's another thing too. When you're in business and you have a product or service, there's a law of reaping and sowing. There is a time where you sow and a time that you reap. You cannot charge for every single thing that's in your business. Because if you do, you will be broke. because you're not following the universal laws. And
Right.
if you break a universal laws, you will have hell to pay for it. Now, a lot of times people don't talk about it, but I think that we should, because there's a lot of universal laws that if we don't break and we keep, we'll have a fantastic life. And even when somebody trying to do something to us or lay down tricks, because that particular item that she showed you all, just in case you step in something or what have you, she's protected. So,
Yep.
And it has different things for different people according to what's going on. Even though you might see the same bottle, because somebody else could buy one of these from me, but it don't mean that it's the same thing that was put in there. The
Yeah.
same nutrients that was put in there. It could have some of the same ingredients, but you
Mhm.
won't know exactly what they are,
Correct.
because there's some things that you would never be able to see when you're doing this type of work.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that people don't understand. They will go into a botanical and they be like, oh, well, I bought this, then, and the third. But if you have not been properly trained, I
Yeah.
came up with this. I went to a school that you won't find on a map. And not only a school, but multiple schools. I went to different schools or school of thought that some of the people are no longer with us today, but they live a very long time, like 100 years old, 97 years
Right.
old, and so forth. And it's old school knowledge, But my job is to pass on the information of some of the stuff that I can pass on. Some of the things that I will tell you this. Even though we're showing you this product and we're talking about it, or any of the other products that I have, please know that you ain't seeing everything.
Right.
You're not seeing the full story of everything that has went into it. And even though I will be making some of it now, it still got to sit. Just like good thing in old wine. Old wine get better with time. A lot of times people think you can just put things together and just automatically sell it. Because I had someone tell me, oh, you just making this? Mm-mm. The Bible says, be ye ready, and then it talks about the 5 talents. That's talking about being in the marketplace and being ready when an opportunity comes. Because it's better to have an opportunity that you're ready for than not to be ready when you're given an opportunity.
Yes. Yeah.
And so, and even when you go into these restaurants, I wish I could call a name, but I got a thing about having a good name and what have you. A lot of the food that we're making or they make in fast food restaurants, they par bake it. So some of these items are par baked, but when a client calls and they need it, then everything else goes into it.
Yeah.
Everything. Because even with my root balance, I have a client who couldn't have one item in, so I modify it. It looks the same. Right. And even with the root balance, according to what I really want to smell or what's going on or the different seasons, what have you, the scent will change.
Yeah.
According to what is needed, because you don't want to have very heavy scents in the summertime.
Yeah.
And you have to be mindful that you want to be pleasing to the eye and pleasant to the nose.
Yeah.
That's you don't want to be overpowering because you don't know who you might come in contact with. And so you want to make sure that they love your products. And I want to just encourage you, if you want to buy this product, it is on www.amn217magic.com. But again, I do have to make more of it. But going back to the gingerbread man, because I know I'm doing a bunch of sales and stuff.
Yeah.
But
my phone on like 3%. My phone is getting ready to die on me.
Okay. Well, because I don't have to go anywhere too. Cause I think that might have been my little alarm. But this is the thing. Be careful what you're creating. Be careful what you're manifesting. Because again, another expression that one of my favorite uncles told me a long time ago is that you can have and not got, and got and not have.
Yeah.
We said about it we talked about it when we was talking about the different men that you might have in your life, but it goes the same factor for women too. Where you have to know when to hold and when to fold it. You have to know in your relationships and when you're dealing with people, places, and things, how far to go with an individual, people, places, or thing. You want to know What's the benefit? And you want to make sure that there's an equal benefit. Like, for instance, this is my YouTube channel. This is my Facebook page. But she's also my client. And she's also giving me time. So it would be kind of stupid of me to ask you all to donate to me when it's both of us who are being partaker. And a very good leader, a very good spiritualist who understands the universal laws, understand that we don't spend money, we circulate the money so that it come back. And a full circle always go around, always go around. So you want to circulate it to everybody, because my thing is this. Anybody who's been around me for a long or short period of time, they know I'm all about, if I eat, you should eat too.
And that's the way it's supposed to be. When one eat, we all supposed to eat.
Mm-hmm. We all supposed to. So, utilize that, because that is a universal law.
Yeah.
Especially as you're going into 2022, and we are going into 2022 by the grace of God. Understand you sowing and reaping. You can't get a harvest and you put no seeds in. You have to put, because I'm also a little country gal, and so I got growing hands. So you don't put one seed in the ground, you put it in multiples of 3. That's why when you go to the church, they always talk about the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And even when you're going into different spiritual practices, and a Bible verse that I'm thinking about, it says that when 2 or 3 are gathered, that He is in the midst thereof. The same is true even with spiritual practice. Nobody's supposed to go in it by themselves. Even though you might see me, I might come as one, like Dr. Maya Angelou say, but I stand with 10,000. That's why I can stand and hold my head up high. That's why I can stand up straight, because I know the energies that are around me. I send forth my angels every single day, and even in this broadcast, every single day, to go out to protect me, to protect not only me, but my clients as well, to protect not only me, but even people who I don't know, because also, you don't know who you're going to come in contact with. So you need to have that protection. You need your angel to go out before you so they can say, no, girl, don't go that way. No, girl, I need you to keep on going the straight way. Because, in the book of Proverbs and even in Psalms too, and I want to say in Ephesians, but they talk about don't lean to your left or nor to the right, but go the straight way. And Dr. Creflo Dollar once spoke about the straight way. You got to go the straight way. So you don't want to deviate off your path. And like we talked about, everybody's not going to agree with every single thing you do. But you have to stand the test of time and let them see that the signs and wonders follow you. Yeah. And not only that, you do what you're called to do. Remember, you need to sing. You need to get your voice out, even when you're going through different things, because that is your weapon of getting a breakthrough, singing. And everybody's given a talent. Everybody. You got to work your talent. If you work your talent, even now, as I'm talking to you, I can actually see you being a singer to multiple places, even places you ain't even thought about.
Yeah, I know.
On the stage.
I'm told
you transform really well, my dear. You got it.
All the time.
You got it.
I'm gonna send you a video. I'm gonna try to see if I can send it to you in Messenger. That's the only way I would know, because we are linked on Messenger. That's the only way I would know how to send it to you.
Oh, another thing I need to say, because I don't want them to feel some kind of way. One of the reasons why I'm not connected to
my hand itching like this inside, and it's my left hand is itching so bad inside.
Look at the money coming. Money coming now. And it's the money that you keep, not the money that you got to give away.
Listen, let it come. And when you look up and see something in your Cash App, because I'm sick and tired of fooling with PayPal, I get on my nerves. It just know that we done hit gold.
You know what? I receive it in Jesus' name. Hallelujah.
And you know what? Don't quit. Just tell the tune. You ain't cooking tonight. We going out.
Praise the Lord. I love to be treated well. But you know what? I will say this too. One thing about me is that when someone gives me an offering, I also give an offering to other people that you would never ever see. Because there are people who would never ever ask for anything.
Right.
And sometimes the offerings go to them. But I can't give what I don't have.
Right.
And I don't give just to be given. I give with a purpose. You know, just like when you send forth those angels. You know, you're still alive.
The thing about these people, they back out here somewhere as hard as I am. I'm going to go to this drugstore and pick my medicine up before it get 15,000 people in here. You know, we got a country drugstore, the only drugstore in town, and I got to go pick this one prescription up, and they gonna get me how I am.
But the thing I need to say before you leave, because you know your Wi-Fi gonna go out, is that a lot of times I try not to look at my clients' information so that when they come to me, especially for a reading, they're actually getting a good reading that's coming from the spirit and not because somebody is spying. You know, that's the stupid as the day is long. Because she has told me many times, why don't you connect with me? I'm like, no. And it's not because of the fact that I don't like you, but I have to be authentic in what I'm doing to make sure that I'm not going, because you know sometimes people are prophet lie. They'll go ahead and tell you all about your business because they don't want to snoop and talk to somebody. I ain't doing all that.
Researching.
Yeah, I ain't doing none of that. I'm going with spirit, and you know I'm good for it. If spirit ain't tell me nothing, I have to wait. That's why on my business card it talk about Habakkuk. I'm going to wait until the spirit tells me what it has to say. I'm not just going to be talking to you just because you want me to talk to you. I have to do it in the direct timing. And I have to make sure that I'm right about what I'm hearing, because sometimes all news ain't everything you want to hear.
Yeah.
But it might be something that you need to hear. So, you know, be mindful of that. You know, be mindful that you're going to someone who ain't going to prophet lie to you. And then, you know, if they don't know, they don't know.
Right.
You know, and that's just what it is, because the Bible says you know things in part. You don't know every single thing.
Yeah.
You know things in part. And that's why I'm not called to every single client, because if I feel like I can't help you, I'm not going to waste your time, money, or energy, because I want to put out good juju. You know, I want to get good energy, good time back, and everything else, because you reap what you sow.
Yeah.
So good seeds, y'all. But until we meet again, my friends, you need to know what's in the name, Lady Q. What's my name, Lady Q? Who am I, Lady Q? That's right, y'all. I'm Lady Q. So let me go ahead and leave at the studio, and you all have an amazing day. And
click them off for 1 second.
Huh?
And click them off for 1 second and stay with me. I didn't really gotta worry about me keeping you this morning as hard as I am.
Okay, come on. So bye, y'all.